self-advocacy is a very vital skill on the journey to a healthier version of yourself. Listen, there is no way you will develop an immense amount of self-love, which I usually call the first step to a healthier you, that you would not grow the ability to speak up for yourself and the things that are important to you. This self-advocacy skill helps you develop self-respect, self-confidence, and improves the overall quality of your life. However, we make some mistakes when we're trying to exercise the self-advocacy skill. I have made some mistakes myself. I'll be sharing my story today and some lessons I learned from it. Right, so this is my story. There was a time at work where I felt that I was being overwhelmed with, I felt overwhelmed with the tasks, and I honestly felt that I was given much more than I should be handling. And so, it got to a point, it went on over a period of time, and it got to a point where I got to work and I basically had a meltdown. I couldn't do anything. I was just shaky. I was, a lot was going on through my mind. It was bad. And I'm like, I know I can't continue like this because I'm going to just lash out and I won't like the version of me that people would see. I won't like people to see, that part of me that God is trying to work on and purify. So I decided that I was going to have a word with my manager. And so I sat down and I did a list of things that I wanted to discuss with her just to make my work easier. And that's basically self-advocating, right? So I went the next day and I had a word with her. And eventually, after a few weeks, I realized that what I said was used against me in the court of law. So in my appraisal, it was written there like I complained that I was struggling with the demands of the job. It wasn't now like, what it was, that I was actually being given much more than I should be given. It was now that Ruth complained that she was struggling, but we're here to support her, So it was kind of turned against me. And so I sat back and I reflected over that issue, and I realized that maybe I didn't, go about that self-advocating properly, that it eventually was used against me. And so I learned a few lessons from that, and that's what I will be sharing with you all today. All right. So the first lesson I learned from that situation is that we must learn to communicate properly. If you are going to speak up about something, if you're going to, express your views to somebody about something that that concerns your life or that is important to you, you have to learn to communicate properly. Even with our spouses, if you're trying to bring up an issue with them, if you don't communicate properly, guess what? It comes out as nagging, right? But we're just trying to self-advocate. So we have to be careful of how we communicate our issues to express that this is what I'm trying to communicate with you. This is how this issue is affecting me, as against us coming across as complaining, right? So there are a few skills that they've shared with us as regards communication. But guess what? It is a muscle that you have to strengthen over time. I won't tell you this is exactly what you have to say to communicate properly. No, communication is a skill, is a muscle that you have to strengthen. So there's no one word I'll tell you that would, solve this issue, right? But one thing I know is that the sandwich approach helps a lot. So if you're trying to express your views about something, let it be sandwiched. Praise, state your issue, and then part with praise. It works with anybody and everybody, and that will lead me to the next point or the next lesson I learned, which is to empathize, to be kind, right? So even the manager is not all in this situation, or she's not trying to be wicked per se. She's probably also going through her own issues and making it difficult for her to, spread the tasks accordingly, right? So it is important to empathize and put yourself in the other person's shoes. Even if you're self-advocating to your spouse as well, put yourself in your spouse's shoes. Like, empathize with the other person. And that's where the sandwich approach comes in again. Pick out the things that you're doing well and praise them. Like, put those praise forward. Like, I see your effort in this. I see how you're doing this. I like how you've been supporting me so far on this job. Don't just go bam and just be complaining and stating all your issues and all that. No, you have to learn to lead with praise first, right? Lead with the kind words. Just be kind in your approach. Self-advocacy is not you trying to build enemies. Note this very carefully. It is you trying to get allies, right? So you're not trying to make an enemy from your boss. You're not trying to make an enemy in your spouse. You're trying to make them allies. You're trying to make them help you to make your life better, right? So you have to also be kind. You have to empathize. You have to put yourself in their shoes, because everybody is selfish in a way. We're all going to look at what is in this for me. But when you lead with praise, when you lead with what the person is actually doing right, before you say your complaints, it actually cushions the impact of what you're bringing, right? So in self-advocating, we have to first learn to communicate properly, and then next you need to learn to empathize. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. The third thing I learned from my story is that you need to learn to have a problem-solving approach to the situation, right? There's this saying that if you don't have the solution to a problem, don't talk about the problem, right? So if you're just there saying, oh, they want to kill me on this job, see how much I have to do, see this and see that, and and you're just there focusing on all the negatives and your own issues, and you're not thinking in a critical way to bring out solutions, then you are just complaining and nagging. But when you bring out an issue that is affecting you or your quality of life, and you sit down critically and make a plan to say, okay, this and this and this are the things I think would make the situation better. Do you know it puts you in a better light with whoever you're going to self-advocate to? When you're stating your issues and you're like, these are my proposed solutions, these are my recommendations to deal with these issues. The person looks at you like, yeah, this person really knows what they want and what they're doing, as against you just dumping all the complaints on them without bringing any solutions. So when you want to self-advocate, you come with solutions. Come forward with solutions. It's very important to do that, right? So in summary, self-advocacy is not an entirely selfish process. It's not an entirely selfish action, right? In self-advocating, if you really want to get results, if you really want to make the situation better for yourself, you must learn to communicate properly, 1. 2, empathize, be kind towards the other person, and 3, come with solutions. Put on your thinking cap. Don't just dump all the burden on the other person to think of a way out. Just say, you go figure it out, you're the boss. Or you are the guy at the top, think about it. No, you come with solutions. And guess what? In no time at all, you get exactly what you want. You'll get exactly what you've come to speak up about, right? And your overall quality of life, your health, will thank you for it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.